They were a prominent couple from Leiden, and they were very intimately connected to Rembrandt. So what we have here are two very personal, intimate portraits by Rembrandt, quite different from the formal grand commission portraits that he was painting at the time. So it's almost exactly 200 years since these pictures were last on the market. They were sold at Christie's in 1824, here in these rooms, and bought by an ancestor of the present owners at that time. And what's remarkable is that in the 200 years between then and now, the pictures have remained almost completely unknown. So they've never really been addressed, never properly understood or studied until we've had a chance to do a great deal of research on the pictures, which has been going on over the course of the last 2 years.
This is a letter by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and it's really special because he's not just talking about music, he's not talking about anything to do with his public functions as a composer, he's talking about his love life, he's talking about his impending marriage, so it's something very, very personal to him. And you see his character, his personality in a completely unguarded way. It's a moment of personal crisis, he's in a bit of a panic, because his future mother-in-law, days before his wedding, is going to threatening to send in the police to drag his fiancée out of the house. So you can imagine his emotions are in a turmoil, and that comes across in a wonderful way in the letter. The language is incredibly frank. What he says is that this scheme of his mother's to send in the police, it amounts to prostituting the whole family. He accuses her of prostituting her whole family. He said no one would believe it if you didn't realize how stupid she is. So it's an extraordinary thing, but I suppose I like to call it the ultimate mother-in-law letter.
Okay. It was a great feeling of celebration that the King had recovered, and this was seen as a present from the Queen herself to those who had supported her during a really difficult time in her life. Sadly, as we all know, the King went on to suffer further bouts of illness, and eventually we had the regency when he was no longer able to reign. What's lovely about this medallion is that it was later in 1820 mounted in gold, and then given this beautiful jewelled crown with diamonds, emeralds and rubies in memory of the King.